let us talk about some of the technical aspects of administration. Okay, now I hope you have understood the structure, okay, the overall structure, the syntax of the administration. Now let us see the in-depth detail of the administration. Okay, now as I have told you in the some previous lectures, especially in the general lecture of the Gupta period, the initial phase of the Gupta period, I have told you that this Gupta kings or the Gupta rulers termed themselves as the Maharajadhiraja. Okay, especially the Chandragupta I, when he becomes a major founder of the Gupta Empire, he terms himself as the Maharajadhiraj. And after the Chandragupta I, you will see that each and every king would be titled as Maharajadhiraj. Okay, so whether it is Sri Gupta, the original or the biological founder of the Gupta Empire, or whether it is Chandragupta, they would be considering themselves as the the incarnation of the Lord Vishnu. Okay, as if the Lord Vishnu has sent his avatar on the earth and he is given a responsibility to protect a common man, to protect the animals, the living being and the earth. Okay, so this was a belief system during the Gupta, that the king or the ruler, he is the protector, he is sent by the god and he has the divine rights. So here you observe that the kings believed in the divine right theories, right? Now, if you have gone through the stories of French Revolution, okay, I'm talking about the world history now. Okay, so if you have gone through the world history, in the world history you have been noting about the French Revolution, American Revolution. Okay, so during this French Revolution we were observing the feudal system, right? Now what was the feudal system? The feudal lords and the clergy people would be staying at the top. Now if we are discussing, okay, so let me show you. In the Varna system, I'm comparing it with the Indian system. Okay, if you see the Eastern society, and if you compare it with the Western society, Western society means the Europe and the Americans. Okay, so if you see the Western society, the feudalism in the Western society, okay, here were the feudal lords, feudal kings or feudal lords. They term themselves as the lords. Okay, after that here was the clergy class or the priest class. Okay, one who used to preach the Christianity. Okay, after that here were our common man, common janta, peasants and farmers. So this was the structure, this was the feudal structure which was being carried out in the Western society. Okay, and when we compare it with the Eastern society, okay, when we compare this with the Western society, especially in the Indian subcontinent, okay, you will find the Varna system. Okay, here Brahmins, okay, here Kshatriyas, here Vaishyas, and here Shudras. Okay, who were the Brahmin? Priestly classes, the same clergy classes, right? Now here second is the Kshatriyas, but here their Kshatriyas were at the top. Okay, now the Vaishyas are traders. Okay, and Shudras are again the peasants, the laborers, the tribal people. Okay, and here they constitute the third tier of the feudal system. Now what is meant by feudal system? Feudal system is a system where the king would be conquering any kind of region, okay, and it is the priestly class or the Brahmin class who would be revolving around the administrative posts, or they would be at least recommending and suggesting in the major of the decisions. Okay, so this was the feudal system which was carried out during the ancient as well as the medieval period. Now when we study the Western societies, okay, the feudalism stories we find majorly during the medieval period or during the initial phase of the industrial revolution. But when we talk about the Eastern society, this feudalism was being present since the Gupta period. Okay, now if we see the Mauryan period, that they were not that structurally stable. Okay, so that is why the feudalism rose only during the Gupta period. Okay, if the question comes that the feudal elements were being present in the Mauryan period, so there is a quite doubt. But if the question comes that the feudal elements were being present during the Gupta period, so yes, completely they were present. Why? Because you see, the Brahmins used to head the higher profiles. Okay, they used to head the higher profiles in the court. Okay, if you see the Kalidasa, if you see the Harisena, who were those? They were the Brahmins. Okay, if you see the Amatyas, now what are the Amatyas? Amatyas are the ministers. So who were these ministers? They were majorly, the posts were majorly held by the Brahmin people. Okay, so that is why you will see the rise of the feudalism will grow especially during the Gupta period. Okay, Gupta period. And this is the Western society ka feudalism is majorly been found during the 16th and the 17th century. In fact, that was present before that also. We can also take the 15th century, especially in Europe. Okay, Europe and American continent. Although this is a part of your mains examination, no doubt, but I am just here giving you an extra knowledge, extra age, so that you can understand the difference between the feudal system in the Eastern as well as the Western societies. Okay, so this won't be given in the single way. Okay, the differentiation won't be given in any of the book. It is only through the discussion that we are having overview. Okay, so here the administration, okay, the administration which was claimed by the kings were through the divine rights. Okay, so the king was considered as the Lord Vishnu, the protector and the preserver of the normal janta. Now the Samudragupta was compared to the supreme being. Now, if you see the Allahabad inscription, okay, in Allahabad inscription, you will find that the King Samudragupta or the Maharajadhiraja Samudragupta was termed as a supreme being. He was compared with the Lord Vishnu. Okay, now we have also seen that he is also being called as the Napoleon of India. Okay, so he was also being termed as a protector and the preserver as the Lord Vishnu is. Okay, now after that the Kumar Amatyas. Now Kumar Amatyas means the ministers. Okay, the important ministers were being paid in the cash. Okay, now this is being evident through 6 seals that we found in the Vaishali place. Okay, in the Vaishali place. So this Vaishali place is near to UP and Nepal. Okay, this Vaishali place is in between the UP and Nepal. Okay, so here at the seals, okay, the seals we find that the Kumar Amatyas were being given the coins or in the cash. Now cash today presently we follow the paper currency, but during that time the cash was in the form of metal coins or the metal with respect to the silver or the gold, okay, or copper in that sense. Okay, so here the Kumar Amatyas were the ministers who were paid in the cash, and that is why you will find that the Kumar Amatyas would be gaining much more prominence in the society. Why? Because they carried cash in their hands every month. Okay, so you will find that another kind of luxury with respect to this Kumar Amatyas. Okay, we have n number of references that talks about some of the stories of the Kumar Amatyas, how luxurious life they were living. Okay, and that led to many of the feudal corruptions. Okay, I'm terming it as a feudal corruption. I'm not terming it as the general corruption. They were termed as the feudal corruption. Feudal corruption. Okay, and this is the reason why Gupta period declined. Okay, this is the reason. This high profiles would be the only reason why did Gupta Empire declined. Okay, so before